And welcome back to the Morning Blend. It's one tool every kitchen should have. Of course, it's a good knife. Not a luxury, but a necessity. A good knife, though, is only as good, though, if it's kept sharp. So it's only as good as it is sharp.
Absolutely. And here to teach us how to slice and dice like the pros is Julie Pandel from Boelter SuperStore. Good to see you again.
You too.
So why is it so important? I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. I do not have a good knife.
Well, you're not alone. We have people coming into the store all the time and they say things like, my knives are really old, my knives don't work, my knives aren't sharp, I want to buy a new knife. So what we like to do is have them hold the knives in their hand. I mean, I think it's really important for the knife to feel good in somebody's hand. It's got to have a little bit of weight, but you don't want it to be too heavy, but you want it to be just heavy enough so that it feels right.
And if you turn that a little to the side, if somebody is only going to buy one knife, and hopefully they'll buy more than that, what's a good type of knife to have? Is it a chopping knife like this one?
Well, this is called a santoku knife, and I think every chef has like their go-to knife in the kitchen. This would be mine.
Okay.
It used to be the chef knife, but I've kind of converted over to the santoku because you can slice with this, you can dice with this. You know, it just does so many different things. And it's nice and light. It's easy to use. And the one nice thing about shopping at Boelter is that you don't have to buy the whole set.
Yeah.
You know, you can come in and you can say, okay, I want a santoku knife, I want a chef knife, I want a boning knife, and I want a paring knife. And you can get exactly what you want, exactly what you're going to use, and walk out of the store.
And what about the knives being sharp? Why is that so important? A lot of people might think, oh, if it's dull, it's safer.
Oh no, if it's dull, it's definitely not safer because you're putting much more pressure down, and you're much more likely to cut yourself.
Okay.
I would. And it's just an unpleasant experience to chop something with a dull knife.
Yeah.
So. We have a couple different options at the store. We have steels, which I'm sure you're familiar with. They're the chef sharpens their knife on a steel. But the other option that we have is, let me just put this so we can see it.
Okay.
It's called an AccuSharp. It's just a handheld knife sharpener. And I have to say, I was not a believer, but I never got very experienced with the steel because I always used a machine that sharpened my knives.
Okay.
And I didn't know how to use it. And I think a lot of people in their house, they don't know how to use a steel either. Plus, they're very expensive. This is about, I think it's $10.25, and it works like a charm. And let me just show you.
Yeah, let's see how.
I'll just do real quick. I mean, it's this simple.
Oh, wow.
No way.
It's easier if you have a little.
It sounds like it's working, though. I mean, that's something that you would like to hear.
And you just keep doing it until your knife, until you get a decent, this is already kind of sharp. But I just do it until my blade is back to where I want it to be.
Now, would you be able to use it on this type of knife, too?
Yeah.
Okay, but not on a serrated knife.
I wouldn't use it on a serrated edge, but I would use it on this. It's it's a really handy, easy tool to have around, especially for somebody who, you're not going to spend the time to figure out how to make a steel work, and it's 1/10 the cost. The thing about these knives also is that these are designed by chefs for chefs.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, what's the difference between a traditional store? You know, it's because you guys really are geared towards chefs.
Right. This is actually a Wusthof knife. It's the Wusthof Pro line. So chefs designed it, and the difference is it's got fewer whistles and bells than what you might find in a retail store. It's also about 1/3 the cost.
Wow.
So you get the same blade quality, you get the same strength, you get the same, functionality. It's not as pretty, but it's so much less expensive. So unless, you're putting your knives out on your counter and that's important to you, this is a great option.
When you mentioned chefs, I mean, I think that's the thing that's so unique about Boelter SuperStore is you have this unique opportunity to shop with the chefs. It's where the chefs shop, and you can see why as you look at some pictures inside. It's an incredible store with just about everything that you might need, small or large. If you even cook for big groups, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, whatever it is, incredible utensils,
Right.
cookware,
Absolutely.
bakeware,
Pots and pans.
dishes.
Right.
I have a question about this. Okay, so as we look at some of this cookware, I've kind of recently gotten into the look of white cookware, but is there function to it too? Is there a reason why cooking with white cookware is better?
Well, the reason why I like to cook with it is because it goes with everything in my kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to, it goes with existing formal or informal china, so you don't have to worry about mixing and matching around the kitchen.
If you see food in a magazine, and this looks fantastic in this dish right here, you've got some colorful peppers and carrots and things like this. Food just looks better and more appetizing, I think, on white.
I think it's important to accentuate the food as opposed to the dishes, and I don't think that was always the case back in the day. I think now
Definitely.
chefs are much more, and even people at home, you know, making your food look pretty and you know, making the dish appealing are two different things. So I think it's more important to make your food look pretty.
This recipe for chicken and with white and wild rice, this casserole,
Yes.
people can get this recipe for free. All they have to do is like you on Facebook,
Correct.
which is a great opportunity to get a fantastic recipe. So
look at
go
that.
to the Boelter Superstore on Facebook. You can get the recipe again for the chicken with white and wild rice casserole, absolutely for free. And you can find the Boelter Superstore, find some great white cookware as well as all these other great things. And the knife sharpener again is called a
It's called an AccuSharp. Everybody,
AccuSharp.
yeah.
For $10, for a little over $10. It's incredible. They're located on North Port Washington Road, just north of Capitol Drive and across from the Home Depot. They're open Monday through Friday until 5 and then Saturdays from 9 until 3. The phone number is there on your screen, or go to BoelterSuperstore.com, and Boelter is BOELTER. So nice, Julie, to have you again.
Yeah,
Thanks
for
for
being
having me.
We get to take
Great
a
to be
cookie,
here.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for lunch and
Everyone gets a
dessert.
cookie.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And still ahead, we're going to talk about the warning signs of OCD.
And next, want to do something to your home, but maybe you're not feeling very creative? Well, after the break, a great place to go for inspiration. We'll be right back.